So signing your work. One of the things is here's a signature on a smaller painting. Very small way that I do it, using a small brush, of course, but also leaving enough room at the bottom if the frame overlaps that. You don't want to get it too close. Okay, so a couple things to get into with this. If you frequently, you say you're on location, you're painting plein air work, or doing something that the painting is still wet and you need to sign it. Somebody comes up and wants to buy it right away, perhaps, or you're in a plein air competition, a festival or something like that, and you need to sign it. Frequently, people use just dig into the paint. So depending on what you use to do that, it's going to show up relatively, you know, graphically if you use a larger thing like the back of a brush, or you can get into something smaller with an actual pen. All right, so that's one thing I wanted to show you, and then working into basically lettering, signage, things like that. But signing your paintings as well, it's better to let the painting dry first, and then you have a way of getting into it, later. And so some brushes that I use, the one that I would use on a very small painting is, they're short-handled, and this happens to be what's called the short liner, Princeton. These are other liners, riggers, larger ones for larger work, slightly larger work. And I'm going to use this one today for this. And part of the thing you need to do is actually get the paint using a little bit of your terpenoid or Gamsol, and I've mixed just a slight amount of my walnut alkyd medium, that fast drying medium that I like so much. And this is just what is this? This is a Terra Rosa. So I get the paint into the brush and just wipe it down a little bit. Make sure I don't have too much on there. Come back in, and I like to use to have my painting up vertically, so that I'm actually painting standing up or sitting down, not leaning over. I find that I have better control with that. So, just as an example, and truthfully, this just takes a bit of practice, especially lettering for signage. I'm a lefty, so I've started off with this way of kind of going in reverse with signage for signs like on a storefront or something like that, so that I can register, I can see what I'm doing. But just practicing is going to give you more experience on how to get the the calligraphy right. And that's about it. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, but I just wanted to show you what I do. From scene to scene, framing your vision is the theme of this course, and is designed for artists at all levels to explore new ways of seeing the world around them, to recognize the potential for subject matter in the everyday, and how to translate that into paintings that share your unique vision. My teaching experience includes 10 years at the San Francisco Academy of Art, Pixar Studios, and the California College of Art, and private workshops for 25 years. The class begins with a review of the principles of painting with an emphasis on composition and design. I do feel that composition is the make or break foundation of any artwork, but that it's also dependent on understanding the basic principles of value and color relationships, the use of contrast and bold shapes, of creating depth with overlap, aerial perspective, and managing edges. Learning how to simplify the complex and tips to manage the medium of oil are also covered and explained in this section in a straightforward way that the first module is a primer for the rest of the course. Gathering, analyzing, and editing reference material to explore painting options is the next part of the class. In Module 2, we'll dive into quick studies with a constant focus on the design potential, while at the same time strengthening skills in brush handling, how to simplify, edit, and critique your studies destined for larger studio paintings. The third module will focus on how to handle figurative elements in a scene. Gesture, proportion, editing, and grouping all need to be considered, but practice is ultimately the key, so this module focuses and encourages lots of that. The final part of the course, which in many ways can be seen as just the beginning, concentrates on how to develop larger studio paintings while implementing the principles put forward in the earlier modules. We'll also explore various palettes as options in the process, address paint quality, and techniques for working into a painting during multiple painting sessions. I do look forward to the opportunity to work with you.